Hi everybody, I'm Solomon, the Arkansas Diamond Miner, and you've seen a lot of my other videos, and you know that I normally come out here and do some wet sifting. So I was going to make a quick video for you guys to see what all I typically bring down here to the mine to wet sift. So I've already got a video up on my backpack for surface hunting, so I always take this with me because every time you walk into that search field out there is a chance to surface hunt. So this always comes with me no matter what method I'm using to look for diamonds. Next, I would say probably most important thing are my screen sets. These are just the typical screen sets. There's a couple different places you can buy them here in town. I don't really use the custom screens. I don't make anything bigger because most of the time I'm doing these videos with the typical tourist in mind. So I normally use basically only the things that a tourist can use. So it's really not feasible for somebody that's going to come down here on a week vacation that may never come back. They may not want to put a couple $100s into screens and custom equipment, but there will be a later video to show some of the things that I will make, that I've made that I use. So, but I always bring two sets because if I tear one set, which these are pretty well built, if I tear one set, then I've already got my second set right there with me ready to go. And a lot of times I'll fill up a screen and I'll let it soak, and then I'll get another one started and let it soak and go back to the first one. That way it's a little bit it's just a little bit faster, but if you watch the videos, you know volume makes a difference when how much volume of material you can run while you're out here. So another thing, when you come out and it's, obviously right now it's winter time, one of the keys to working in the winter time are gloves that will keep your arms and hands fairly dry and protected, and an apron. Yeah, gloves and apron. If you come out here and it's cold and you get wet, you're going to be cold. So one of the keys to coming out here and mining diamonds in the winter time, try and do it in a way you can stay dry. Yeah, that's, rubber boots for your feet, the apron that comes down past the level of your boots, some long gloves like that. That's all stuff that you may not need in the summertime, because if you get wet it's not as big a deal, but in the wintertime for sure you want to stay dry. So, set of boots. I always bring rubber boots. I actually have a couple pairs, some of them are a little bit taller. And I bring leather boots as well because they're a little bit more comfortable, and if it's not so wet out there, then I might wear some leather boots. These tend to get uncomfortable. I've got some insoles in them, and that helps quite a bit. But yeah, I always have at least one pair of rubber boots. There's another pair of gloves and a milk crate. It's kind of funny that you wouldn't really think about a milk crate, but I use this. I actually processed gravel today. I use this as my breakdown screen to pull the bigger rocks out as I was putting my concentrate into tubs, my material into tubs, and it worked pretty good. I'm probably going to get a different kind of milk crate. This has got a slotted bottom, but I really don't like that. I think I want to find this one that's got the squares. And then some of these nylon coated gloves. Today it wasn't super cold, so I didn't have to worry quite so much about staying dry. But you still want to protect your hands when you're breaking that stuff down. There can be some sharp rocks. Occasionally, if you're getting surface gravel, you can come across some pieces of glass. So that's one thing you really want to watch out for. I'd bring a couple different shovels with me. This small shovel and this bigger shovel. These are, no, they're not anything special. They're just regular shovels. They're not, heavy duty or anything like that. When I'm wet sifting and I'm getting surface material, a small shovel is real handy, so I can scoop from my mineral totes into my screens. This is about the right size so that it's not too heavy. I can pull it out, put it in my screens. The other shovel, this is the one that I use normally for scooping that gravel off the surface. At some point I'll have another video up about what I bring to dig a hole. It's not going to be a whole lot different. There are a couple of things, but this shovel is just about everything, everything you want to scoop up, this shovel will handle. You don't have to have anything special for that. Another thing is something to sit in. Even if you're coming out here and you plan to wash in the wash pavilion, there are times in the summer when that place is packed. Being able to have somewhere to sit, for me, I have a little bit of back trouble at times. It's nice to have somewhere to sit down. Kind of depends, sometimes it depends on where I set up my wash station. When I go out and I wash material and I'm getting surface material, sometimes I bring 2 chairs, because I can set one chair up where I sit down and do my breakdown and stuff like that, and then I'll have another chair set up on the other side so that I don't have to move my chair when I go to a different spot and work. So a lot of times if I rent a pen, I'll have both chairs in there, and that way I don't have to carry so much in and out. So these little folding chairs, worth it to have something to sit on. So I also usually bring a ratchet strap or 2 with me, and ratchet straps are kind of handy because you can kind of bundle some of your equipment together if you need to carry it all at one time. And as you can see right here, I've got a stack of buckets. I'll put a ratchet strap from the bottom to the top one, and that puts a handle on that and makes them a lot easier to carry. So with buckets, you don't have to bring this many buckets. I normally do, because a lot of times I'll carry a bunch of water. I might carry some extra buckets of water to have handy if I'm setting up somewhere outside of the wash pavilion and I'm washing in my totes. I would recommend that if you want to just bring as few buckets as possible, at least have 3, because it's always better to carry 2 buckets at a time, even if they're only half full buckets. And you want one bucket where when you're concentrating your material, you want a bucket to put those centers into when you pull your centers out, or even if you're not even pulling your centers out, you need something to put that gravel in. But if you want 2 buckets to carry material easily, then you need 3 buckets total to do that. 1 you can leave there with your gravel, 2 you can carry the material back to wherever you're washing. So yeah, there's nothing says you got to bring all these 20 buckets or whatever that is, but I would at least bring 3. If it's summertime, or really I always bring a cooler that's got some cold water or Gatorade or anything like that. So I've always got some kind of cooler. In the summertime, I'll bring a smaller cooler that I can take out there, actually in the search field. And I also have a soft-sided cooler. Those are pretty handy. Alright, so one of the last things I'm going to show you, and you've seen these a dozen times in my videos, are these mineral totes. These are real handy. I'm not sure how many gallons they are. You can usually find them used. People that have cattle or something like that will have a few laying around. Some people will sell them. And I bring a dolly, and I'll just strap them dudes to that dolly so I can carry them in and out easily. Plus you can put things in there to kind of help you carry them. Inside these, I will keep some water hoses if I'm bringing water hoses out there. So yeah, that's a pretty handy way to have your own wash station out in the material if that's what you choose to do. The one thing that I don't have here with me this weekend that I always bring in the summertime is a pop-up canopy, one of those little shade pavilions. Those, if you're out here in that search field in the summertime, it gets hot. A lot of times it can get over 100 degrees. The heat index you have to find ways to keep cool. That's one of the things out here. Unless you're very acclimated to hot weather, you will get very hot out here. So having one of those shade pavilions during the summertime, I don't bring one right now because it's, like I said, it's winter time, so it's pretty cool out here, and a lot of times the sun feels pretty good. Those pop-up canopies are very worth it to have to bring out here. They're heavy and they're bulky, but it may be an extra trip from the car to the search field, but you don't have to continue to pay every time you come in and out. Okay, so I think that pretty well wraps it up. This is what I bring on a typical trip when I come down here to wet sift at the Crater of Diamonds. It's a lot of stuff to haul in. Like I said, you can rent screens or buy them when you get here. The apron and gloves, you pretty much only need those in the wintertime. With buckets, I would always suggest at least having 3. You don't have to bring a whole stack. If you plan on going to the wash pavilion to wash, you don't have to bring totes and a dolly and stuff like that. You can literally just show up and rent or buy the things that you need here for probably less than $100 easily. Thank you for watching my video. If you would, please like and subscribe. If you'll hit the reminder icon, you'll know every time I put a new video up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you.